Kuching is the capital city of Sarawak, which is part of East Malaysia and is located on the wider island of Borneo. Anyone who has been to Peninsular Malaysia will find that Sarawak has a very different feel, and Kuching in particular, thanks to its strategic location on the snake-like Sarawak River, is one of the prettiest spots in the region. The city is known for being the home of a number of indigenous groups such as the Iban and the Dayaks, and people flock here to learn more about the unique culture found in this part of Malaysia. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Kuching so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Sarawak Cultural Village. Just a 35-minute drive outside of Kuching will take you to the Sarawak Cultural Village, where you can learn all about the different indigenous groups that live in this part of Malaysia, as well as take in a range of local crafts and buildings. There are live demonstrations which will teach you ancient techniques such as weaving, bamboo carving, and bead making, and you can also tour this model village and check out all the architecture. Just some of the sites on offer include a traditional Chinese farmhouse as well as a Penan hut, Iban longhouses, and a Malinatal house, and the site sprawls over 17 acres, so there is a huge amount to see and do here if you fancy an easy day trip out of the center of Kuching. At number 9 is the Cat Museum. Kuching means cat in Malay, and as you will soon discover on a trip here, this is a city obsessed with cats. To that end, make your way to the Cat Museum, where you will learn all about the historical and cultural significance of these felines, with over 2,000 cat-related exhibits on show. Some of the highlights include a cat in mummified form that hails from Egypt and is said to date back 5,000 years, as well as a mounted example of a bay cat, which is a kind of wild feline that is indigenous to the island of Borneo. As if all of that wasn't enough, there are even sections dedicated to the story of Hello Kitty as well as the Broadway show Cats. At number 8, Kuching Mosque. Kuching Mosque used to be known as the State Mosque of Sarawak, so you may still hear it referred to by this name occasionally. The original building would have been constructed as far back as 1847 and was made of wood, although it has since been upgraded, and the building that stands now was completed in 1965. The mosque is decorated in pretty pink and white designs and is topped with a large gold dome that glints under the fierce Malaysian sun. At number 7, Tua Pet Kong Chinese Temple. In addition to the many tribal communities here, Kuching also has a sizable Chinese population, and to that end you will find a number of Chinese buildings in the city, including the Tua Pet Kong Chinese Temple, which is an important place of worship for the Chinese community. The temple is said to date from 1770, which makes it the oldest of its kind in Kuching, and you can expect to find a riot of color here as well as intricate carvings that tell the stories of the various Chinese deities. At number 6 in our list, Old Courthouse. The Old Courthouse is now actually the building that houses the official Sarawak Tourism Complex and dates from 1871. The complex is a great spot for history buffs to visit, as it includes a wealth of interesting buildings such as a clock tower built during the colonial period in the Baroque style, as well as a Renaissance Pavilion which is now used as the Textile Museum. You can also explore the Round Tower, which was constructed in 1886 and would have been a fort before becoming a dispensary, as well as a memorial in honor of Charles Brooke. At number 5, Sarawak River. Kuching is bisected by the Sarawak River, and one of the best things about this city is the river views. With that in mind, you can hire a traditional wooden boat and driver and go for a leisurely trip along the river that will let you enjoy the views over Kuching from the water. Trips are negotiable and can range from a quick 10-minute jaunt to a longer journey that will take you to the outskirts of the city. At number 4, Semenggoh Nature Reserve. Semenggoh Nature Reserve is around 40 minutes outside of Kuching, so it is easy enough to visit as part of a day trip. The reason that visitors flock here is to see the orangutans, and the center had a rehabilitation program that lasted for some 30 years. The center sits of 2.6 square miles of land, and as well as the graceful orangutans, you will also find birds, mammals, and reptiles roaming all over the forests. The orangutans in the center have been released and are considered to be wild, but there are several feeding sessions a day when the animals may come to one of the main feeding platforms, and this is your best chance of seeing them on a trip here. At number 3 in our list, Main Bazaar. The Main Bazaar is actually something of a misleading name, as this actually refers to a row of traditional shop houses that line the main street in Kuching. The shop houses face the water, and this is the place to come if you are looking for souvenirs or traditional arts and crafts. Some of the items you are likely to find here include beautiful beads and jewelry, as well as textiles that show off the intricate weaving techniques of the indigenous groups here. At number 2, Cat Statue, Kuching. Kuching is covered in references to cats, but perhaps the most famous is the cat statue that sits at the entrance of the city. The statue was built in the 1990s and soars to a height of 5 meters and resembles a large white feline with its paw raised. If you happen to be here during holiday periods such as Christmas, the cat can also be found wearing a range of seasonal outfits. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Bako National Park. Bako National Park has the claim to fame of being the oldest national park in Sarawak and sprawls across almost 3,000 hectares of land. This, however, actually makes it one of the smallest parks in Borneo in terms of its area, which means that it is easy to visit as part of a day trip from Kuching, and you can still manage to see a lot of the park in a short space of time. The park lies on the Sarawak and Bako rivers and has an impressive 7 different ecosystems within its boundaries, including towering cliff sides and mangrove swamps. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Kuching? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.